Welcome to the TOEFL Secrets podcast. My name is Neil, a Celtic certified English tutor from New Zealand. This is the podcast where you will learn how to answer each TOEFL speaking and writing question clearly and precisely.
In this question, you will listen to a short lecture. You will then be asked to summarize important information from the lecture. After you hear the question, you will have 20 seconds to prepare your response and 60 seconds to speak.
Now, listen to the lecture carefully and take notes.
Good morning, students. Today, I am delighted to delve into a captivating topic in the realm of science that has far-reaching implications for our understanding of the natural world, the concept of natural selection. Natural selection, as proposed by Charles Darwin in the 19th century, is a fundamental principle underpinning evolution. It is a process through which organisms with advantageous traits are more likely to survive and reproduce, gradually developing more successful species over time. Let me provide two compelling examples that highlight the profound impact of natural selection on the diversity of life on Earth to illustrate this concept. To begin with, the peppered moths of Industrial Revolution England. During that Industrial Revolution in England, there was a dramatic increase in air pollution due to the burning of coal. This pollution led to the darkening of tree bark, which, in turn, had a significant impact on the population of peppered moths, Biston betularia. Before this industrialization, most peppered moths had light-colored wings, making them well camouflaged against the lichen-covered bark of trees. However, as the trees became darker from soot and pollution, a small number of moths exhibited darker wing coloration. Natural selection played a pivotal role in this scenario. Birds, the primary predators of moths, found it easier to spot light-colored moths against the now darkened tree trunks. Consequently, the dark-colored moths had a higher chance of survival because they were better camouflaged in their environment. Over time, the number of dark-colored moths increased, while light-colored moths became rare. This example vividly demonstrates how environmental changes can exert selective pressures, driving the evolution of species. Now, let's consider the next example focusing on antibiotic resistance in bacteria. Another remarkable illustration of natural selection in action can be found in microbiology, specifically in the context of antibiotic resistance. Bacteria are highly adaptable microorganisms, and when exposed to antibiotics, some individuals within a bacterial population may possess mutations that provide resistance to the drugs. These resistant bacteria survive the antibiotic onslaught and reproduce, passing on their antibiotic-resistant genes to their offspring. With each successive generation, the proportion of antibiotic-resistant bacteria in the population increases, while those susceptible decline. This process is a classic example of natural selection at a microscale. It highlights the critical role of selective pressures, in this case, antibiotics, in driving the evolution of bacterial populations. Unfortunately, the rise of antibiotic-resistant bacteria poses a significant challenge in healthcare, emphasizing the importance of understanding and managing natural selection processes.
Explain the main idea of the lecture and the relevant examples provided by the professor. You will have 30 seconds to prepare and 60 seconds to speak.
The lecture discusses natural selection, which is a key concept in science that supports the process of evolution. It provides 2 examples to illustrate this concept. In the first example, the professor explains how natural selection influenced the peppered moths during the Industrial Revolution in England. The moths with light-colored wings were well camouflaged against the light-colored trees, but as pollution darkened the trees, moths with darker wing coloration became better camouflaged and had higher survival rates. This led to an increase in the number of dark-colored moths and a decrease in light-colored moths. This example demonstrates how environmental changes can drive the evolution of species through selective pressures. In the second example, the lecture focuses on antibiotic resistance in bacteria. Bacteria that are exposed to antibiotics may have mutations that make them resistant to the drugs. These resistant bacteria survive the antibiotic treatment and pass on their resistant genes to their offspring.
That's the end of our podcast today. If you want to fully prepare for the TOEFL speaking exam, analyze each question, listen to recordings accompanied by subtitles, and see high-scoring model answers, please click the link below. You will be able to purchase the TOEFL speaking video course. You will also have the chance to do 1 mock speaking test, send your MP3 responses for evaluation, and get advice on how to improve the structure of your responses, grammar, and vocabulary. Until next time, good luck with your TOEFL exam.